DSA, what's up, my guy? He says that's what we will need to do is keep it simple. Guys, keeping it simple, man, is it. Y'all hear me? Keeping it simple is it, man. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake where y'all trying to do all this overcomplicated stuff and your kids don't even know how to block, can't catch a cold. Y'all trying to run all these different concepts and stuff. You know, man, beat teams tail simple with speed and discipline, man. Because when you beat their tails playing simple good football, them teams that's going to be overcomplicating things this year, they're going to get exposed because they run these overcomplicated plays, right? And they're not fully ready because they haven't repped it right. And then they may not even have the talent to execute it on a consistent basis. And if you are playing consistent, having the best blocking team and tackling team in the league, you're going to beat their tail and expose them. Yeah, they may score one touchdown off an explosive play or some fluke. So will it matter if you got 42 or 48? Don't matter if you're whooping their tail. Keep it simple, guys. Number 3, you want to define player roles, okay? Define your player roles now. If you haven't already, define your player roles, okay? Like define who are the studs, who are just the starters, or like I like to call them the support guys, the B tier guys, the guys who may not be, your most talented guys, but they are I love my B tier guys, right? They my starters, but they are the help, right? I love those guys because those are the guys who keep your whole team grounded. Those are the guys who on the line and whooping ass. You got me? So identify who your studs are, who your support guys, your B tiers are, and who your developmental players are. Okay. These are the kids who, need a little more of development and attention. They're not your starters. They're not support guys. These are the guys that usually get neglected. Usually gets neglected, and I hate it. But these are the guys you need to put more focus into at practice because look, I made a short video earlier this week about where to put your developmental players. If you don't do anything else, coach, y'all write this shit down right here. This is gold, okay? If y'all don't do anything else, coach, teach them kids how to block. You hear me? Teach them how to block. Because you can never have too many blockers. Yeah. Hey, some light bulbs went off, huh? Some light bulbs went off. So instead of focusing on, what position should I put this guy in if he's developmental? Where can I hide him? Just make him a good blocker. Because guess what? You make him a good blocker, you don't have to ask that question no more. You can put him in at tackle or guard. You can have him play the play side, weak side. You can put him in, right? Because you've taught him how to block and at least block this decently, right? To where he's not a liability to the team, right? Now we understand we get kids who, may have different disabilities and things of that nature. And so, of course, you want to put that kid in accordingly. Sometimes we get kids that physically can't be in there all the time, right? But at the same time, we got kids who may not just be natural football players. They're out there. It don't come natural to them. And if you don't teach them anything else, teach them how to block. Y'all got me, man. This is gold, man. This is gold. This really eliminates the stress of where to put this kid. Just have them a blocking reserve, man. Very simple. We got a question from Instagram. On this question just popped out at me, stood out to me. How much time is in practice should you spend on that? Are you talking about blocking, coach? Let me know what you're talking about, and I'll answer it. All right. DBL says note takers are history makers. Write down what Coach Beast is saying. Appreciate that, coach. Appreciate that, coach. Coach Leo says, always tell my kids only one person can run the ball. If you don't have it, you will be blocking. Man, I'm telling you. Look, guys. Day one. Y'all know I've been preaching this for so long. Day freaking one. Tell your kids every one of you are going to be masters of blocking. I don't care if you're the quarterback, the center, left guard, right guard, tight end, wide receiver, fullback, H back. It doesn't matter. Everybody's going to be good blocking. Period. Coach Mason says it best. No block, no rock. And so once you instill that mindset, man, that we're going to be the best blocking team, and then you rep your drills out where at the beginning, this is what I recommend, at the beginning of practice, y'all blocking. Everybody blocking. We doing one-on-ones. We're repping blocking. We'll do it. We usually, with our blocking, we split them up into groups. Our rhinos is our big guys, okay? I call my big guys rhinos, okay? So if you ever hear me say rhinos, I'm talking about my offensive line, defensive line. And then our skill guys, we split because our skill guys, they learn some additional blocking techniques, especially reach blocking, lead blocking. They learn some of those concepts where our rhinos, we learn a lot of, we start off with drive blocking, down blocking. Then we get into double teams. We get into combo blocks. And then as the season go on, I start teaching inside zone, wide zone, outside zone. We don't do as much outside zone, but I always said if I coached again, I would really put a big emphasis on wide zone. Wide zone would be a matchup nightmare on the youth football level, but we really double down and rep up drive blocking and down blocking. That's something we really, really put a big emphasis on for sure. For sure. Miss Beast, let me know where we are with likes. Let me know. Have we hit 40 yet? Have we hit 40 likes? Where we at, guys? Where we at? Because I'm feeling this is like a 50 like night. Guys, this is good crap, man. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. So again, number 3, we define player roles, right? We got that down packed. And then we dominate the line of scrimmage. We dominate the line of scrimmage. If you're physical, you're repping blocking. And this is the thing. This is the thing that's vital. And let's get to 50 likes, guys. We have 42. I really believe, I know we can get to 50 likes, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, stop what you're doing right now. You're not going to miss anything. Do me a solid, hit that like button right now. Do me a solid, hit that like button, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I may give out 2 playbooks tonight. I'm feeling so good. I may give out 2 playbooks tonight. How about that? All right. So this is the Beast 1.0 playbook, guys. And this is the playbook I recommend a lot of you guys to start with if it's your first year running the Beast and all of that good stuff. Let me see here. Y'all bear with me. So the 4 plays that I would recommend, Coach, is I would go with tank right, C-train power. This is basically 16 power, okay? So I would start with this, and you can also flip. We flip, okay? We flip this play. So one big thing that I teach is we want to run where we got leverage, numbers, and grass, okay? Leverage, number, and grass. And we may do a whole nother show on the Beast by itself. We call it Beastology. May do a Beastology show. So we start with C-train power. Okay, guys. And this is your off tackle play. All right. You can't go wrong with D-train sweep. Again, this is kind of an off tackle play. Okay. Now, my favorite play, let me go up. So we got D-train sweep, right? We got C-train power. These are the 2 that I will start with, okay? Then we're going to run tank right wedge, my favorite play out of the Beast. Unfreaking stoppable. If you teach your kids blocking, it's unfreaking stoppable. You got me? And another thing that you can run is the Beast counter play. Of course, you know, a lot of coaches love to have that one misdirection kind of play in their core plays, which I would say add this. Definitely add this. You know, a lot of guys like to do the pop passes and stuff like that. You know, we like to kind of, and this is where we get nasty, like with the orbit bombs and stuff. You don't have to get that nasty. You can keep it very simple. You can do this tank right tight end seams and score a lot of touchdowns. One of our biggest touchdowns was with this seam play. Okay. Wheel routes, phenomenal. And I'm just giving you ideas in terms of passing plays. Okay. And you also can run the beast in shotgun. You don't have to just run the beast under center for those who like to run the shotgun. We did both. Okay. So like I said, you go C train power, D train sweep. You go with the beast wedge, right? Sorry, I got this going so fast. Let's see here. And then we would line up in the wide set, coach. We'll line up in the wide set and we'll do like D train power. Okay, let me go back to it. D train power, right? We'll run this. And you can run it to the outside if you want. I like to teach my kids to run off tackle personally. That's something I personally like to do. So, you know, it's just up to you and what you got. All right, coach, I hope that helped.